Yo, I'm gonna show y'all Trump supporters how to do some research real quick. All right. Let me share my screen here real quick, just to give you some tips and tricks, cause I think you guys need it. Hold up. I understand some of y'all are not very technologically savvy, so that's why I'm here. Help y'all out a little bit. All right. So, a lot of y'all like to say that Trump is for the people, for the working class. You can go to this website, opensecrets.org, and look at who the biggest donors to candidates are. Top 7 political donors are all Republican. Seems like it's kind of contradictory when the richest people in the world are donating to the candidate that's supposedly, for the working class. I didn't know rich people were so open to, helping everyday Americans. How generous of them. Look at how generous they are. Timothy Mellon here, top donor, even donated more than Elon Musk, Trump's little minion. He donated $172 million. So this guy is a grandson and heir to Andrew Mellon here, who was one of the richest people of the 20th century. Also a big proponent of trickle-down economics, which we see has not happened. If you don't know what trickle-down economics so this is what we do here. We use Google. It's an economic strategy that proposes that tax breaks and benefits for the wealthy and corporations will eventually benefit everybody. But since wages have been stagnant since the 70s and has not kept up with inflation and CEO raises for CEOs, or has not been proportional to the raises that CEOs give themselves, we know that trickle-down economics isn't a thing. It's a theory that, in theory, would work if people weren't greedy pieces of shit. But unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in. So this guy is this type of person, and naturally, Timmy, hates social programs of any kind, the ones that help the working class. There was a quote here. He said that he calls the social safety net programs slavery redux. For delivering their votes in the federal elections, they are awarded with yet more and more freebies: food stamps, cell phones, WIC payments, Obamacare, and on and on. Obamacare, that thing, Affordable Care Act, that gives millions and millions of working class and lower working class people health insurance. It's funded by the hardworking folks, as if everyone that's on any type of social program is not also hardworking. But not everyone is given a huge, is a trust fund, maybe, essentially, like you, Timmy. So, no matter how much they work, they can't even get their most basic necessities and needs met. So, this guy poured $172 million into the Trump campaign. And then next up is Richard and Elizabeth Elaine. Let's look at these guys. So what we do here is we look up these people's names. How the U-line box has fueled election denial. Previously unreported boom in profits for the shipping supply company has provided the funds for a deeply conservative Midwestern family to bankroll anti-democracy causes around the country. This is scary here. They are major funders to groups spreading election falsehoods. including Restoration of America, which, according to an internal document obtained by ProPublica, aims to, quote, get on God's side of the issues and stay there, and, quote, punish leftists. So these people are fighting unions. In the last 2 years alone, fighting taxes, unions. And by taxes, meaning taxes for themselves, the wealthy. Unions, which help working class people, believe it or not, and help them secure, stable wages and for their livelihoods. Of course, rich fucks like these guys don't want working class people to get paid well. But this is, Trump is, again, on the side of working class people, even though his top donors are very against social programs that help the working class and unions, and just want to insert their kind of ideology and push it down everyone else's throats. Yeah. You can find out a lot more detail about these people if you just, take the time out of your day to read. Because this is what y'all do. This is real news to you guys. Sorry to break it to you guys, but this would not classify as real news. This is a kind of a, like you guys say, MSNBC and CNN, but flipped. Alright? I know you guys hate MSNBC and CNN, but the reason you do is because you don't agree with them. And I would just encourage people to be a little bit open-minded about why you don't like to consider other opinions. Because if you're just going to operate in a way that just confirms your own belief, and this is a very common way of thinking, a logical way of thinking, confirmation bias. Just like you guys love to say, the people on the left are in their echo chambers or whatever. The right has the same thing. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms or supports one's prior beliefs or values, instead of taking information at face value for what it is. And this is, how many billion or almost $1 billion add up to 172. These are the top donors out of all political parties. The largest donations come from those who are right-leaning. If you don't think this is influencing our election results, they help to pump out ads to brainwash you people. They got Joe Rogan, who used to be or pretend to be kind of a centrist, but he's gone now. He's gone to all the conspiracies, just like, said in that article that this family was pushing election denial. That's a widely accepted conspiracy theory on the right, is that, the 2020 election was rigged. You guys are so deep in your own echo chamber. You're so gone, far gone, lost. If there's even a little part of you that's like, could I be wrong? Please listen to it, man, because there's so many of y'all just willingly ignorant. No, you're arrogant in your ignorance, and that's what's sad. You think Trump is coming to save you? Look at all this. Top 7. Okay, Bloomberg is 8. Okay, we knew that. We knew fucking Bloomberg. And what did he donate? He donated $43 million. The next is a Republican, $39 million. Next is $38 million by Democrat. And then 2 more Republicans. All these whatever millions are in the double-digit these are triple digit millions. There's a huge difference. Not to say that this didn't have an effect, or this, or this, or this, but this holds a hell of a lot more weight. And considering that these families are, a lot of them just fucking rich assholes that were born into wealth, didn't have to do a single fucking thing to get this money. Like Timothy Mellon here. It's rich. It's rich coming from these people talking about how, shouldn't have social programs, anti-union. That's including Elon Musk. Let's do a little bit of research here. Oh, union lawsuit. I didn't even know that was a thing. That just came up. Tesla and unions. I mean, I know in school they tell you that not use Wikipedia because, first of all, it's kind of like its own kind of encyclopedia. Like, you can go to all the sources at the bottom. But this is still a hell of a lot better than going to this fucker's website for news. I mean, let's just... Oh, God! Okay. Let's go back. we got off track there for a second. Yeah, Elon Musk has commented negatively on trade unions in relation to Tesla. Despite allegations of high injury rates, long hours, and below industry pay, efforts to unionize the workforce have been largely unsuccessful. Yeah. So, they've been trying to form unions. Wow, Tesla is the only major American auto manufacturer not represented by a union. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Because this fucker doesn't want them to, stand up for their rights, workers' rights. This is so sad. And this is supposedly a person that cares about you. This is, wow. And it says, oh yeah, Trump said in an interview with Musk, the one that's on X, that he supported Musk's policy of union busting during an interview with him. That interview that was on X. But, I mean, how gullible do you have to be? Like, they literally say this to your fucking face. They know Republicans were gonna, tune into that. They fucking aired out how they really think, and y'all still fell for it. Man, that's what's crazy. I'm showing y'all how to do research, but even if you did, you'd say the web pages are rigged. Everything is rigged. Everything you read that's negative about Trump is rigged. Elon Musk, he's great. Anything bad about him is rigged. It's just like, it's sad, man. Y'all are quickly turning us into an oligarchy. Definition of an oligarchy is, let's look it up. Let's do some research. Oligarchy, rule by few, is a form of power structure which power rests with a small number of people, notably rich people, wealthy people. Okay? So, if you think that this is okay, first of all, no matter Republican, Democrat, everyone should agree that money, it doesn't matter if it's 40 million, 172 million, shouldn't be in politics. Because how in fucking God's name is any politician incentivized to work together, like any bipartisanship, when they are getting paid to not cooperate in any way, to be hardliners on their stance, because they're getting paid by these hardliners, and they don't. That's why fucking Congress, it was like the least productive, least bills passed. I mean, doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, this should really stand out to you, and you should really question why we are, not as productive as previous years. It's really sad. It is really sad. Things Because the thing is, I understand this whole division or whatever the fuck, but it's gone on far too long. Because nothing is getting done. Nothing. Alright, I'm back. My laptop died on me, but yeah, wouldn't let that stop me. Basically, where I left it off was that this year has been the least productive year. Let's pull this up here. Least productive year in Congress since the Great Depression, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Even comparing against other periods of divided government, 2023 was definitely not a high watermark for Congress productivity. A little bit of a softer way of saying that some congressional members talking about this is the most ineffective Congress we've ever seen. Jan Schakowsky, Democrat, told reporters, "Shame on us. Both parties. We sold the American public out on everything." Representative Tim Burchett, Republican, said, "Yo, y'all, Jan and Tim, y'all need to speak out more because I don't hear y'all other than this article. I don't be hearing about y'all. You could be the voice of reason, but your counterparts are insane, especially you Republicans." But yeah, this is not okay. No matter what way you want to spin it, both sides are responsible. You know why Congress has been the least productive in years? Again, going back to this, my guy. This is horrendous. Okay? I need everyone to stop with the other side. Just fuck off. Okay? Fuck off for 2 seconds and just consider an alternate point of view. And I think this whole divide is being used as a way to distract from the fact that this is happening. This is the real fucking problem. Citizens United, just a horrendous decision, is what, deeming corporations as people that can donate as much as they want to campaigns. That is the problem. That is the real problem, not this fucking stupid cultural war that's going on. Sure, that there may be problems there, but it's not the problem. Solving the problem, which is the donor problem, would solve so many issues because there wouldn't be so much fanning of the flames of these assholes, because there would be more incentive to get along since they're not being bought and paid for by these rich people. I mean, it's simple, logic, right? People need to get it together. Everyone's in an echo chamber. Everyone. But especially conservatives, if we're being real. At least liberals try to, are open to new things. No matter how ridiculous you may think it is, at least they're, trying to, again, progressives, they're trying to make progress. You may disagree with the way it's done or what the specific ideologies are, but many of them don't hurt anybody. Letting people live how they want to live, love who they want to love. And believe it or not, I know there are a lot of moderate, center-right people, but believe it or not, the Catholic and Christian church are still out here preaching in the year of our Lord 2024 that homosexuality is a sin. Bro, people are not going to stop being gay. I'm sorry to tell you. All they're trying to do is just push them back into the closet. It doesn't mean they don't exist. Just like if you take away abortion rights, you don't take away abortion itself. You just take away access to safe and legal abortion. It's the same shit. Conservatives, all they try to do is just pretend like these things don't matter and these things don't warrant a discussion. And so we can just sweep it under the rug, push the gays back into the closet, take away women's rights to their own bodies and being given the choice to do what the fuck. Like, there's something growing inside of them and within their own body. And there is a debate over whether the woman should be forced to carry you can debate restrictions. Every developed nation has restrictions. Most of Europe restricts within 12 to 13 weeks. And after that, you need a doctor's approval because it's a little bit more of a delicate situation when it comes to, life and whatnot, and just like the ethics of it all. But it's just like Republicans you can debate me in the comments and I can respond and I will respond, but to me it just seems like y'all just want to pretend like these issues don't exist or don't warrant a discussion because your way is the right way. Like, you already have figured out, right? Traditionalism. Like, you there's no different way of doing things because you have it all figured out. You know the way. And that's what I mean, this arrogance and one's own ignorance. And I think a lot of it does come with religion. There's this kind of like virtue signaling and pompous attitude about about things, and it's ironic that a lot of conservatives say that liberals are like the elitist ones, when a lot of the time, who's the bless your heart, who are the ones that are bless your heart, sweetie. Like, be so for real. But anyways, that's a little rant here at the end. But main topic of discussion, just take money out of politics, please. There's no point in this. Can we all just agree on that? Like, I feel like most Americans can agree on that. Yet nothing is being done about it because we're too busy arguing about dumb shit. Dumb shit. Things that are more up for debate and more subjective. Kind of like, okay, towing the line here of what's, because people have different worldviews. I mean, we did have Roe v. Wade in place for 50 years. I mean, there was a Supreme Court of the 70s that was more progressive of that time than the one we have today. So things are a little relative, like things are not like absolute when it comes to this stuff. So, but in terms of like having money in politics, like, it's just like there's so much distraction out there because of these other hot button issues, and yet the ones that we can come together on like the most are conveniently the ones that aren't talked about and aren't done anything about. You think politicians are just gonna willingly just stop taking money, millions of dollars, to fund their campaigns and kiss ass to these rich assholes that expect their, we want to talk about Biden being a puppet. How is Trump any less of a puppet when he's accepting how many, almost $1 billion from 7 different donors or whatever the fuck it is? It's like, you really think that they're not pulling any strings? You have got to be like just either willingly ignorant, cognitive dissonance, or just plain stupid to think that there's no conflict of interest there. Oh, these are rich people that have humanity's good at heart. Since when do we give like filthy rich people like the benefit of the doubt like this. Like it's something like CEOs make like 1,000 times more than their workers, when back in, like, speaking of the 70s, 60s and 70s, CEOs only made like 2 times what their workers did. And no one was saying, oh, the CEO puts a lot more time in, 1,000 times more time into the company than their workers. I highly doubt that. Workers, if anything, are living, breathing their work, always thinking about the next bill that needs to be paid and how they have to rely on their jobs and maybe pick up more hours, whatever the fuck. Meanwhile, the CEOs can go to their fucking golf course, to their Mar-a-Lagos, and, jack off. So, yeah, greed is the root of all evil. And, yeah, how about you? Think about that one, Christians. What is that? What's the Bible verse? Hold on. Oh, yeah, it's the money. Money is the root of all evil. Yeah, so. Same shit. Anyways. Bye.